Hey guys, and welcome to the MSL Finals, JangBi versus Luxury. This is Petzergling here with Daz, bringing these games, and I hope we got these pretty fast. I mean, Daz pretty much just woke up. I've been up for about 2 hours, but we pretty much wanted to just like get up and be huge nerds and just do nothing today and do these games. So I hope you guys really enjoy these, and I'm really looking forward to these because out of all the finals, there's a lot of different scenarios, like Zero coming through and then getting stomped, or Savior getting a few lucky breaks, or maybe even Savior coming back, or either way. But this is actually going to be a really good series because JangBi has just been such a monster lately, but so is Luxury. And we've seen Luxury's ZVZ and a ZVT, and this is Luxury's first ZVP so far. And now JangBi has been dominating Terrans throughout the bracket, and now he's playing his first Zerg. So this is going to be a real test to see which one of these guys has been practicing and is really prepared. I really think the maps favor Zerg a little bit, but I think JangBi can sneak this one out 3-2. What do you think?
I think that JangBi is gonna win. I don't know. I don't want to say I don't think he can sneak it out. I think he's gonna win solidly. Although it should be a close series. Especially the maps are a little bit in favor of Luxury, but I think JangBi is playing so good lately that I really can't see anyone beating him. Like, I can't see Luxury beating him. Even though Luxury is so good, and it's gonna be a close series for sure, I have to go with JangBi in this. I mean, the way he played against Stork was just awesome, and we know that his PvZ, even though we haven't seen it at all lately in this MSL, his PvZ has always been good, and I think earlier in his career he used to be known as a PvZ sniper. Yeah, so look at this, 13-3 versus Zerg. When he was coming up, he was known as a PvZer, primarily, and his PvZ is still excellent, so I mean, Luxury is going to be in a world of trouble. Luxury versus Protoss is no slouch, but it's definitely not like a standout matchup for him. He's much more of an all-around Zerg player, so this is nothing, you know, there's no real advantage that he has, other than the fact that Neo Harmony is being played twice, which is currently 12-4 Zerg versus Protoss. So it's a somewhat of a Zerg favored map. I don't think those stats reflect perfectly. I don't think it's that imbalanced. I think it is definitely Zerg favored, and that's actually the map we're starting off here. And it looks like we're both ready, and we're both going to start because this super exciting music is starting, and the commentators have stopped talking. So it should be starting any second now. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this. Like, this is one of these series where I'm just want to be a fan. Anyway, sync it up here. 2, 1, 0, and we're off. So this first game is on Neo Harmony, like I said, and if Luxury is going to take some games, this is his best chance right here. If he loses this game, I think he's going to be in a lot of trouble. I think this is his best chance to get a game and to build some kind of momentum and to try to take the series. If he loses this game, I think he's going to be in a lot of trouble. He might even get 3-1 or 3-0 if he loses this first game. So even though I'm going for JangBi to win, I hope Luxury can take this game just because it's going to make the series a lot more exciting, in my opinion.
Right, in the first game, not only it being on Neo Harmony, but there's so much momentum going in because it's the first game, so when you want to get that lead, and at the same time, this map is being played twice. So do you want to get your lead up, and do you want to, like, get a lead in the series, or do you want to save your ace card for the last match? Because if it goes down to a game 5 and you don't have your best build prepared and you took it out in the first game, you're going to be in trouble, especially against the player. Well, both of these guys, really. And so it's going to be interesting to see if both of these players decide to open up standard or deviate and go for some sort of strange build. And we see JangBi spawning, it looks like the orange Protoss in the bottom right and Luxury in the bottom left. So not cross positions. That's going to be a little favorite toward JangBi, even though I think this map is still favoring towards Luxury. That tech advantage is going to come out. He's going to be able to get that Corsair just that many seconds closer to Luxury's base. That DT harassment just that much easier. But at the same time, if Luxury opts to take a third gas away from JangBi, he's going to be able to do that, and it's going to be much harder to harass, but much harder to defend. But JangBi is scouting upper right, so he's going to be taking a long time to scout Luxury, and he's going to see this Overlord. He's double probe scouting, playing it really safe here. He doesn't want to put down any cannons, and as you see, he rerouted his probe at the top. So he's going to have a Forge down, but he's going to have his Nexus down before cannons, so not too much of a disadvantage. And Luxury looks like sending out a drone cross positions. I'm not sure why he's doing this. If he's maybe scouting for a proxy, or if he's maybe hiding. Oh, it looks like Luxury went for a 12 hatch, and he's getting his pool delayed. Nice move move from JangBi, and this is the advantage that you get for setting that early probe scout. It's not just for information, but you can also get that harass in. And now it looks like JangBi is going to throw down a Nexus, and for the most part, it's been a pretty standard game here so far.
Yeah, apart from the double probe scout and the fact that Luxury is sending out a drone scout that early in the game. And what is he doing? Is he sending that back to? Is he sending that to the top left, or is he sending that back down to the Hopus base? I hope he's not going to the top left, 'cause that's just going to be a huge waste. Okay, but the Overlord's going to get there and scout JangBi anyway, so I'm assuming that once that.
I think he's going to build a hatchery there. That's what Zergs are pretty consistently done so far.
But I wonder what happened. Did he completely miss time the probe scouting? Because he sent the drone over to the top right, and it looks like he wanted to drone scout top right. But because he saw the probe, and it looks like he thought JangBi was top right, but he completely missed time. It's just a strange thing to note. I mean, you would think that pro gamer, you know, he would have a little more practice and have that probe timing down better. Maybe he's just a little bit nervous. Who knows? Either way, it's not making a big impact in this game. He is getting the hatchery down at the natural of the top left base there. And that's going to allow him later on to take the main of that base as well without having to defend both of them. He's only going to have to put up defense in front of the natural there, and then he's going to be able to take the main for free later on. So he's basically going to be able to take 4 bases while having to defend only 2 of them, which is a pretty good play, and it's a great thing to do for Zergs versus Protoss maps that are 4-player maps or 3-player maps, where you have the option to do that and get a main for free. Anyway, Luxury's actually built 6 Zerglings here, and JangBi only has 1 cannon, so no, he's going to be completely fine. Wow, the cannon is not in range of the forge, and that's actually 7 Zerglings, so he's built 8 of them originally. And JangBi's going to have a little bit of trouble. I think he's going to be able to micro enough with the Zealot to prevent the forge from going down. He's going to be able to... No, actually that forge is almost definitely going to go down, so that sucks. That's going to be bad for JangBi, because the Sim City is going to be ruined. He's going to have to use Zealots and probes to prevent the Zerglings from getting up into his main. Okay, the second Zealot comes just in time to block the ramp there. But that could have been really bad for JangBi, and either way, it's a bit of a loss. You definitely don't want to lose that forge. He's going to have to rebuild the forge now before he can get any more cannons, or before he can start his +1 weapons upgrade, which we know is really crucial. I mean, at this point, it wouldn't even be a bad move for Luxury just to pump a shitload of Zerglings and just straight up attack move him and do a link break, because as we know, he only has 1 cannon and he can't build any more. And not only that, but there's a big hole in his SimCity, although he's probably put up another forge right now. Yeah, there goes. This time a little closer, so I think that's actually within range of the cannon.
Do you think that was a misstep from JangBi there? Like, if you look at that forge place, and I'm not sure if that doesn't protect the ramp properly or what, but it's almost like he misplaced the forge the first time and it wasn't protected by the cannon. So just like you said, nerves probably taking a big toll on both of these players, especially someone like JangBi, who has been to the finals before. He really wants to get this title, and I'm not sure if you guys saw that, but that was just a bunch of Zerglings that just hatched, and you can see the white dots flooding everywhere. It looks like Luxury's going to go for an attack here. Good idea, I think, taking advantage of losing that forge, and I want to see how JangBi can defend this. But look at that SimCity. That is just impeccable.
Really
Gateway over forge is going to be impenetrable, so he's going to have to go through a very small choke point with Zealots. So this is a really, really nicely built SimCity by JangBi, and I'm really surprised that he lost that forge early on. And really standard so far. We see 3 hatcheries and a Hydra Den as well as a Spire, but the Zerglings are completely non-standard. Luxury's taking a big hit to his economy here, and he's going to go for an attack. But this is going to be tough to deal with, because delaying that forge probably